Welcome. I'm your host, Robert Wilson, with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, presenting 7 ways why I rose out of disagreeing by listening. I'm awakened and aware of the dare to understand and admit, smoothing the way for me to rise, to instantly get rid of my egotistical arrogance, know it all ignorance, stubborn thinking, hard headed knowing. I encompass, along with my viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, all my parents' stuff, and all the things I've done in the past. Because also I encompass a having to be right about everything. Having everything done my way keeps me thinking and knowing mind disagreeing with people over everything and anything. And that's something I've really opened up to. You know, when you hear something or you're listening to something that's beyond your comfort zone or outside of your thinking, knowing something you always done, you always are disagreeing with it. Then you want to get into the kind of the argumentative stage. Pick me. I was best at it. But by admitting it, I get rid of it. But really, we never really get beyond the disagreement because we get stuck in our opinions, beliefs, viewpoints, and then the parents the way we always did. But we really get caught up in that egotistical arrogance. I have to be right and it has to be done my way. Then we end up in dismay because we all walk away in dismay or angry or frustrated, and then we all stay the same. Thing I understand now about listening allows me to rise out of that and liberate internal savvy today, energizing now. That's something I've really opened up to, and over the last 3-4 years, if I listen to expand my wisdom, I never get frustrated. But if I have to be right and it has to be done my way, then I get my delusional dismay. And, oh my God! And then my revenge thinking, all the rat-a-tat crap that just keeps sapping your energy. That's something I really have opened up to. And then my snobby saboteurs come in and, oh my God, they keep me weeping in wimpathy. Because getting angry and frustrated is actually fear and wimpathy. It's being a wimp because you're afraid to admit there's fresh foresight for you to rise. And see, something I took out of my life is new because it's but fresh and now, the now wisdom, the fresh foresight, that brings it to right here. And my fresh foresight lights my light of life, opening my life's invitations, fostering emancipating elegance to dance me through life with a classy, sassy sovereignty. And something else that I really opened up to is sovereignty. Sovereignty instead of self, it takes the thinking out of it and it takes all the mini movies out. That's what this is. I really have opened up to. I taught myself is to take the mini movies of all my life events away from me. So I got to be on a far-seeing, pioneering prowess to stroll me through life. See, that's something we've really forgotten in life is to be the pioneers of our own life. We want to stay inside the thinking, knowing mind that binds us in everything and our comfort zone that clones us into yesterday and we have to be right and all that stuff. That's something I've really opened up to in the last 4 or 5 months. But the more I try to think and know and communicate through that, the more I stay stuck in my viewpoints, opinions, things I've always done, my ancestor anchored apathy. And that's something that we really have to really be open to rising out of. And really, my weeping wimpathy has me blaming and bashing everything and everybody for my life except me. And it's all me. See, that's the thing I've opened up to most. It's all me. Once the encounter's over out here, it's all inside me. So if I deal with me, I'm free. But if I blame the outside, I'm in the shame and the sham of damn. And that's something that's really opening me up to realize I now rise, shine, and expand, understanding, esteeming 7 ways why I rose out of disagreeing with everything that is different than my viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, and comfort zone thinking, knowing, and the way I've always done things. And I was bad. Once I opened up and started understanding, if I admit it, I get rid of it. It was bad. But I laugh at me. I'm free, and I never have to take it any further than as soon as I admit it, I get rid of it. Then it becomes appreciation. Then it opens up to an awakening. Then it opens up to an adventure onto my seashores of sovereignty. How you like that? Walking on your seashores of sovereignty, feeling the freedom of your heart and soul and the autonomous artistry of your talents moving forward. But that is something I really want to open up to you people. Admit it to get rid of it. And as soon as you start blaming out there, you're in yesterday's despair and there. And that's something I understand now. If somebody had told me some of this stuff 5 years ago, I'd have laughed at them. But now I laugh at me because it's set me free. And the more I understand there's 8.5 billion people, or however many billion people in the world, there's 8 billion ways to do everything. And one is as good as another. It's how we can communicate a collaborative outcome. And see, right? And now if you listen to the world, we're stuck in our ancestor-anchored asinine BS because I'm right. No, I'm right. We cannot communicate two different ideas to a good outcome. So we stay in the bum of bullshit, being lousy at everything. That's where I was. But now I got out of my snobbish, know-it-all self and having to be bossy. But I was really arrogantly bossy with a know-it-all snobbishness. All passed away yesterday. Because I admit I was stuck in the yuck of me, myself, and I, and my know-it-all braggart's delusional BS. Thinking I knew everything, and everything had to be my way, and be done my way, or I'll get angry and start arguing and being a pain in the butt. And as I realize all arguing and disagreeing is poopy-doo delusions. That's my fear and insecurity trying to make myself, my egotistical arrogance, feel good. So I flushed it all down the drain with all my egotistical arrogant pain. Instantly decreed, I liberated me from me, my argumentative viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs that were thieves of my dreams. As I now esteem and gleam sovereign liberation, autonomous expansion, politically incorrect inspiration, dissolving all my thinking, knowing desperation, unleash my grounded cowboy wisdom as I now gallantly gave myself permission to rise out of the manipulation of my institutionalized education, ancestor survival mode apathy, and all third world enslaving mindsets. When I opened up to admit the world teaches a third world mindset, I really opened up and got rid of a lot of the gunky goo of never do. And I unleashed my rancher-witted grit, get, and go gumption. The reason I like ranchers because ranchers, they just have a unique prowess about them. Because they have to trust Mother Nature. They have to understand the cattle. They have to understand the grazing. They have to understand a lot of things that makes the ranch sing. And, and there is no keyboard out there to hit a backspace or delete button and make it go away. This is the physical world showing the ranchers the wisdom to expand their bottom line. That's the thing about farming and ranching. It isn't, I do this on a computer, I do this on a computer. They got to deal with Mother Nature. And every once in a while, Mother Nature gets a little bit upset at us human beings being something, usually being a pain in the, I know I was good at it. That's what my mom told me. But, sometimes I don't believe everything I'm told about myself. I was just a baby fib, Mr. God. But really, the only one holding us back. And the reason, if you look at the world on a flat, just look at the world down here on a flat. Communication is the biggest challenge the world faces. As long as we don't have communication, I'm right, we can have war for money. War is big business. Probably the biggest, most profitable business in the world. But if you start communicating and end up in peace, what happens? Something I really understand in this, the world has to be showed how to experience peace. And actually the world has to be showed how to there's prosperity for all. Because we have a selfish ancestor anchored apathy. I know I do. I still do. But I'm more open to admitting it, to appreciate it, awaken to it, and adventure on out of it. How do you like that? Adventure on out of it. And that's just internal torment. And that's all the torment you really have in life is internal. And it's yourself. The outside world is innocent. But however, we've been taught to make it guilty, blame it, shame it, do whatever we have to do to make ourselves and our egotistical arrogance and know-it-all ignorance feel good about ourselves. That is something I really have discovered. The only one that can make me argumentative and insecure and immature is me. I free me from me. I free my spiritual prowess, realizing everyday elegance dances me through life. See, how do you like that? Dancing through life with ease. The only one that makes us the world grumpy and stumpy and all the bumpy is me. It's my thinking memory mind trying to fit in and really having to be right. If you really, when you open up to listening to co-workers and stuff, some of them people, and I was guilty, we have to really be right and have it done our way. And then what ends up in dismay, and then, oh my God, there's all kinds of Melba Hess going on. See, life is a Melba Hess and messy mysteries to show us a better way. But we're afraid of admitting what's going on inside ourselves. Once I really opened up to admitting all the challenges I face in life are in here. Out here, the physical world is showing me my limitations, blockages, barriers, and all the stuff that's bluffing me into thinking the outside world controls me. The only one controlling you is in here, but your thinking, knowing mind is binding you in the boundaries of your fears. Boundaries are fears. That's something I've really opened up to. And I don't practice nothing. I'm always in the experience of the outcome I desire to experience. See, I don't practice anything. Practice never puts you on the field of life. It keeps you in the practice and going over and over it, but it never gives you the courage to be in the game of life. And the game of life is the liberating invitations, fostering, emancipating adventures for you to rise, shine, and expand of your genuine grandeur, to listen in genuine kind, unbind the mind, to listen to the clarity and insight of your flight of life. And when you open up to that, see how that rhyme just kind of catches your curiosity? When you can make yourself do some rhymes and like my prime time trendsetter imagination magically energizes my enterprising prowess to wow me onto my beaches of bountiful bliss. And that's something else I really want to express. You always want to be a flowing and streaming. You always want to be in a movement with ease. And something, I did this to myself. I do it all the time now. You do something, you have a habit, and then you don't do, you actually overcome the habit. You don't overcome a habit all the time, every time. but you do over time, you know. But if you overcome it and you don't do it, you get the smiles. That was easy. Ah, look what I did. I made that easy. I experienced the easy of life. I never made it easy. I experienced the easy of my life. How you like that? I experienced the easy of my life. See how freeing that feels? And see, our egotistical arrogance and know-it-all hard-headedness makes us have to be right because we, most of our lives, have been serving our egotistical arrogance and know-it-all ignorance and our hard-headed and stubbornness. I know I have, until I made my hard-headedness and stubbornness, I humorized it, made fun of it. Whatever you're wanting to get to dissolve and communicate away, start making fun of it. Make it so you laugh at it. And that just allows you to liberate yourself from yourself. That all this personal growth, self-help programming, all that does is convolute the past to keep you controlled by something that has nothing to do with your life. But when you can open up to communicate the innate talents of you, and you can also just make fun of it, you know, whatever it is, we take ourselves too serious. That's why we disagree and argue and get into these, because we take our way of life too serious. And something I really understand now, humor, when you're talking to people, you know, that really opens people up to let go of stuff. And something else I understand and admit, arguing is me being locked and blocking my fears, being afraid to listen, but I'm really locked up in my fears and insecurities and afraid to think people are going to laugh at me and make fun of me. And that's what happened. See, in school, when you didn't do something as a teacher did, they made it funny and people laughed at you. So then, as we got older, we gravitated. We never want to be laughed at. So we stay inside the socialized sabotage of ourselves. But we're afraid to express our dreams and desired lifestyles. And the things I really want people to understand is your dreams and desired lifestyle is never going to fit into a socialized way of life because they're unique to you. And your sleek, unique talents will rise you up to that, but you got to open up to it. And most of our talents are beyond all the education we had and everything we've ever done. Because it's a flow and a streaming energy within us. It's an enterprising prowess with a pioneering perspicacity to move us forward. See, one thing we've let go of in life because we thought we're all settled and we're settlers and everything, we've let go of our pioneering prowess and our adventurous audacity because life is still an adventure and a pioneering because we're going off into something else. But, you know, we're getting so hooked up into this AI stuff. How is AI going to take us over and stop us from moving forward? And, you know, arguing is petty fear and scaredy cat brattiness. Pick me, I was on that one. Arguing fed my egotistical, snobbish dopiness. You know, arguing was the most limiting thing I've ever done. Because as soon as you say, think, and know, and your viewpoints and opinions and beliefs all enter the conversation, that conversation's over. Then you become into a disagreeing way of life. And I lived a disagreeing way of life up until probably a year ago. I opened up, says, disagreeing isn't nothing. But instead, I listen now to the conversation, to what has expanded me, energizing me, and enterprising my pioneering prowess to rise above where I was today. See, that's the thing. I listen for today's pioneering prowess to rise me to my liminal carpet glide, just to kind of float through life free and easy, because everything's free and easy when I quit fighting myself. I'm the only one that can make my life hard, disagreeing and argumentative. And I'm the only one. I am the spirit that can enjoy my day, energize my day, and have fun. The only one in my life that can do that for me is me. That's something, everything you never want to be in your life and you fight it, that's you fighting yourself. We don't argue with the world. We argue with our limitations because they won't let us go into the world. And that's something I really understand. Your limitations will never let you go into the world with your pioneering prowess. As I now realize and admire my daily life, events, encounters, experiences, and my mega native dares. How do you like that? Mega native dares. To light my debonair flare. And from everywhere I get the debonair flair to feel the live audacity, invigorating revelations to rise and shine on my daily carpet glide. As I admit, I taught myself I had to be right all the time, which binded me into my sprained brain, hard-headed haunts. But now that I understand all the hard-headedness and all the arguing I did, I was just arguing with my limitations, afraid to admit to my limitations. And that's all that is. So I rose out of my hard-headed haunts, flaunting my dreamer's dexterity and desired lifestyle and moneyed up accomplished outcomes. As I now realize and admit, I encompass the wisdom, insight, and clarity to rise and shine. And see how you like that? Rise, shine, and expand. You expand of your heart and soul grandeur, lighting the world with your love, insight, clarity, and wisdom. But it's you understanding you, and understanding you encompass all the dynamic daredevilry to rise to your beaches of bountiful bliss. You rise, shine, and expand. But really, when you understand, when you are disagreeing with somebody, you're really agreeing with your limitations. And you're disagreeing with the fresh new foresight and the light of life for you to expand. And you're turning down life's invitations, freeing your enterprising wizardry. When we disagree and argue with somebody, we're really staying inside our comfort zone of apathy and turning down the universe's free-flowing wisdom from other sources. Because out here, this is all just to show you a better way. This in here is the better way. And I want to thank you for listening to 7 Ways Why I Rose Out of Disagreeing to Listen My Way to My Promised Land of Love, Appreciation, Now Dawning My Life of Lavish Luxury. And my website is mycowboywisdom.com. My email is robert@mycowboywisdom.com. I am Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. Hypnoacuity is hypnotherapy, but I took the word hypnotherapy out. That way people can come in and their subconscious mind will be calm and ready to release and entertain their new way of life. Thank you and good day.